Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Wednesday, November 4th, 2015, around 7:05 in the morning, Berwick, Massachusetts. Going to be another nice and sunny day, slightly cooler, well, about 60 or 65 or so, but it's above average. And get out and enjoy it because it could be only a couple more days of this nice weather. Then the weekend's going to be colder, but not bitter cold. Some news to report. Dallas Stars beat Boston Bruins by the score of 5-3. The Bruins winning streak is over. Tyler Seguin got 2 goals. Why can't we get players like that, as Bob Lobel would say? And the Edmonton Oilers star player Connor McDavid broke his collarbone. He is going to be out indefinitely, roughly 4 to 6 weeks. This is a bad blow by the Edmonton Oilers because they were starting to gel. Connor McDavid was, getting to be like a good player. He's a franchise player, and being out 6 weeks not good for the Oilers. And that's about it on the news. My first video subject of the day is a continuation series of the top 10 everything and anything. I've reached the top 10 NBC sports announcers of all time, the best NBC sports announcers of all time. NBC over the years has had some of the greatest sports announcers of all time, and here are the best of the best. Number 10 on this list of the best NBC sports announcers of all time, Dan Hicks. Dan has been with the Peacock Network since the early 90s doing NFL games, NBA games. He's the host of the golf on NBC. He's done like speed skating at the Olympics, swimming at the Olympics, and in his spare time, Dan likes to make impersonations. His favorite impersonation is Bob Costas, and he's married to ESPN's SportsCenter host Hannah Storm. Number 9 on this list of the top 10 greatest NBC sports announcers of all time, Tom Hammonds. Tom's been with NBC on and off since the late 1970s doing college basketball, and then he's done the NBA, NFL, Notre Dame football. He does horse racing, and he's hosted the ice skating at the Olympics and track and field. Number 8 on this list of the greatest NBC sports announcers of all time, Mike Doc Emmerich. Mike's been with NBC since 2005, being the number 1 play-by-play announcer for the NHL on NBC, and he's done some other sports for NBC, including National League Lacrosse and also some Olympic sports in the Summer Olympics. Number 7 on this list of the greatest NBC sports announcers of all time, Al Michaels, who's the play-by-play voice of Sunday Night Football. Al's actually been with NBC back in the 70s for a couple of years. He was on the Olympic coverage from the 1972 Winter Olympics, and then he did some regional NFL games for NBC in 73, 74. Number 6 on this list is a top 10 NBC sports announcers of all time, the greatest NBC sports announcers of all time, Charlie Jones. Charlie Jones was with NBC for over 32 years. First, he did AFL games and then NFL games. He has also done college basketball, college football, Major League Baseball Game of the Week, diving at the Olympics. He was once NBC's golf host. Comes in at number 6. Number 5 on this list of the top 10 greatest NBC sports announcers of all time, Jim Simpson. Jim was with NBC from the early 60s to the late 70s. During that time period, he was the number 2 NBC announcer, sports announcer. He did Major League Baseball, NFL, hosted Wimbledon, some soccer, and even golf. Number 4 on this list of the greatest NBC sports announcers of all time, Marv Albert. Marv was with NBC from the late 70s to the early 2000s. With a couple of years he wasn't with the company. He's done a variety of sports for NBC, including the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL, boxing, and a few others. He's back with NBC doing the premier boxing from time to time. His famous quote is, "Yes!" Number 3 on this list of the greatest NBC sports announcers of all time, Bob Costas. Bob's been with NBC since 1980. He's hosted NFL games. He's done Major League Baseball, the NBAs. He's hosted college basketball, been on Sports World, and he's the NBC host of the Olympics since 1992. Number 2 on this list of the greatest NBC sports announcers of all time, Dick Enberg. Dick was with NBC from 1975 through 2000 doing NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, golf, tennis, so many other sports. He was like the signature voice for NBC during that time period. His famous quote was, "Oh my!" And number 1 on this list of the greatest NBC sports announcers of all time, Kurt Gowdy. Kurt was with NBC from the mid-60s to the late 70s. He was the number 1 voice for the NFL, Major League Baseball, college basketball, and he hosted a couple of Olympic games. And that's about it on this list. And I'll be back later for Week 9 NFL predictions, and the third and final video blog of the night will be about Johnny Moats, the late great Celtics announcer. Keep calm, everybody! And I'm a Julie Brennan guy. Molly Rosenblatt, Fox 35 rocks and has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning. Amy Swensey from Wish 2 rocks. It's Woman Quest Wednesday, and those 4 women are my 4 favorite blondes in the world. And in the words of Sean Lucha, get out! Bye now!